Actually, no, try here. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get straight to it. So, yesterday I told you how XRP Bitcoin on the monthly candle have a three candle box strategy, which is and then where it's at. I'll go into it right now, but let me show you what the S&P crypto is looking forward to. Why tomorrow is a big day. Why the S&P just created a new all-time high, even though we got bad labor market data. So the S&P closed at a new all-time high, right? Why? Because major labor report revealed that the U.S. That job gains from March 2024 to March 2025 were overestimated, leading to expectations that the Fed reverse may soon cut interest rates. Also, United Healthcare surge, so that also moved the market along with some other AI stocks. And I'll go over the United Healthcare Group because it was a stock that I was keeping my eye on. But because of these last 2 days, not paying attention to the market like I should have, I missed on a good opportunity for to do some good money with the U.S. On options with United Healthcare. Anyways, this shit right here. Besides that, we have some other data. What's coming up this week? Tomorrow's inflation report, consumer price index, and producer price index (PPI) are due midweek. Big drivers for Fed policy again. All this because I wonder how I'm gonna tell ChatGPT to give me the different outcomes. Right. Market react. Inflation data. If inflation is lower than expected, good news. Investors will cheer because it makes Fed more likely to cut interest rates, including the supply usually rise in bonds. If it's higher than expected, bad news. Market will worry. If inflation is higher than expected, bad news. Then it makes sense because it says too high. We have inflation is too high. We have bad labor report. Um, so yeah, it makes sense why the market would then start worrying and whatnot. If jobs are weaker than expected, fewer new jobs, higher employment, short term, stocks will rally because it increases chances of rate cuts. But if the weakness looks like real slowdown, investors might be nervous because of a recession. That's another thing right here. With high unemployment and weaker new jobs, and especially if we get high inflation, all these are gonna be major red flags for the market. Instead of we've been too much, yeah, bad news. This is good. This is good. This is good. The Fed's gonna cut it now. They're definitely gonna cut interest rates. Another week, another day. Oh shit, more bad news. I mean, yes. I mean, we got good news, but so let's brush off the bad news and focus on this light, good news that we had today. 2 days later, oh fuck. So it's like we've been. It's not really we're taking this to, oh yeah, bad news. Oh yeah, the Fed are definitely gonna cut interest rates now. Like um if it hints smaller later cut markets. So that makes sense. That's another thing too. If the Fed hints that they're gonna do smaller cut interest rates, but later on, or later on too, that will fucking make sense. And if the Fed fucking says they're gonna do bigger cuts rates, that makes sense why the market's gonna fucking rally and be happy because of that or whatnot. But it also gotta be very careful because I believe so. The market's in a tight spot where we could f up anytime, and we could have a major drop. Also, another thing too is you have the court system talking about dealing with tariffs. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Even JP Morgan, well, many anticipate Fed rate cuts September 17th. JP Morgan's words many more sell off news if rate cuts don't provide fresh optimism, if inflation fears are reemerge. So that's another thing, too, that everybody's, yeah, bad news. Yeah, fuck yeah, bad news. They're going to cut interest rates. And we just keep doing this over and over and over and over and over. And the market just keeps pumping and pumping. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And everybody's fucking buying. You can tell the S&P. You can tell. And I feel like it's gonna be a slap in the face, or it's gonna be like a temporary. We're gonna get like a temporary Yahoo, and then fucking we're gonna have some sort of crash, or some sort of um, just some sort of liquidation to take out the market from traders, investors that are holding from this point, or that will be holding from this point, because pretty much every major stock, especially like the top seven stocks, Nvidia, Palantir, they're all showing you that they're about to fucking blow up or whatnot. And if you go to Supreme Court, also see like the U.S. Supreme Court will review the legality of Trump's era tariff soon. With anyway, you fucking see it right here. Pretty much, these motherfuckers are trying to fucking argue that, yo, Trump, what you're doing is bad. We're taking you to court. We're trying to argue with this shit, and we're gonna schedule for November. So again, if they do take tariffs off, I think that's also gonna take a lot of relief from the market, and the market will then recover. Especially if by then the market is having some sort of withdrawal from some sort of bad news. I feel like that's gonna give air to the market. The market's gonna breathe and recover, and that's if we're coming down on for whatever fucking reason or whatnot. So, which event matters most and why? Inflation data, the CPI or PPI. Most in fact, these numbers can strongly influence a Fed decision and trigger big market moves. Labor market signals confirm and challenge the rate cuts expectation. Weak job data could push markets higher. Strong data might take the wind out of the sail. Again, because we all want to hear that bad news. We all want to see bad news. So like, hey, it's bad news. So the Fed's definitely gonna cut interest rates down. Yeah, United Healthcare was the one that fucking pushed this shit up. They just summary of like everything and whatnot. All right, let's now go to the market. Weekly wise, we're pushing a high. Obviously, daily wise, we just created a new all-time high today. We're pushing up. Now I'm gonna show you something with the market because first of all, you had a 8 candle box, right? A 3 candle box right here. For a candle. yesterday. Yesterday we were right here in this area, right here, and put up my boxes. Take them off. So yesterday here, I was telling you that there was nothing on. Today's Tuesday. There was nothing on Monday that was really gonna move the market, or Tuesday. Tuesday, there's no data. There's nothing keeping the market from actually pushing on up. So at nighttime, around this time, I said that we most likely were gonna start dropping, and if anything, we're gonna hold in this region. And if anything, I thought we were gonna start dropping here around 2 in the morning for the S&P 500, but actually held through this whole time. Again, but there was no data. There's no nothing for the market to move, so it didn't make sense for me to the market start going up. The fact that it held this whole time showed you that the market was bullish, was keeping waiting for some news, but again, there was nothing. Especially by 2 in the morning, you're just holding the position. It's definitely show you the market was gonna start dropping. The fact that the market opened at 6:30 and at 5 we started testing this cushion area here was telling you that the market was not, most likely was gonna drop. But I always say pay attention to the S&P 500. I forgot time and date. I forgot to mention. I always say this: pay attention to 7:45 to 8:30. Doesn't matter if the S&P breaks down and has a crazy drop. 7:45 to 8:30. Pay attention to it. So from your 7 to your 8, it started recovering. It would have gone to your 15-minute candle. You see how it's creating support in this region right here. And here we get to 8:30, 8:45, and here we have to 9. I texted a homie, sent him a text, told him the market was gonna start going back up, and that's what happened. Now, now we're at a new all-time high. The data comes out at 5:30, I believe. Let me check. So then come out at 5:30. So it is 9 o'clock. We close a forward candle at 10. Yeah, 10 o'clock. So we are either gonna close anywhere in here, still closing high for a 4 hour candle, and then from 10 to 2, it's most likely gonna create another new all-time high, and from 2 to 5, I believe it's gonna retrace then a little bit. I believe it's gonna hit 6,538. If anything, by tonight, or like I said, we're then just gonna hold this area right here. We go to a forward 45, 15. Yeah. So here's your little cushions that you have it. So it would make sense to hold this area right here, just bullshit this area right here, and then as 4 or 5 comes, it picks up again, and we're gonna see. You have two datas, and they come out at 5:30, and that sucks because for the people that went in on stocks or options, the data will sink the market down before you ever really have a chance to get out of your stocks or option calls. And then by the time by the time the market opens at 6:30, you're fucked or whatnot. Um, I really hate when the market is at a new all-time high and you have big data tomorrow, because you can't really tell where the resistance is at or support in it. So all you can do is just let it breathe through the night, because if the market is too happy, so it will make sense to hit your 6,538, but then just bullshit in this area right here, or again, just from the price that I right now, 6,532, is just gonna bullshit in this area right here, and as 4 or 5 comes, you're gonna start seeing rally more. I'm not trying to make this shit too fucking long, but there's too much shit I want to cover. Also, you have Bitcoin. Let me take my indicators out because I know it doesn't make sense to you guys. 3 candle box, just like this one right here, just like this one right here, just like this one right here. So, 3 candle box, and it's an 8-hour candle. 10, 11, 12. It closes at 1. So this is what we're gonna see. We're gonna see Bitcoin rally throughout this night, make a little fucking push on up. Yeah, this 4 candle 50 Fibonacci, and then you have a weekly trend line passing through here. So that's what you're gonna see. You're gonna see Bitcoin start, and especially if the S&P starts rallying throughout the nighttime or whatnot. You're gonna see Bitcoin going on up. It's waiting for that CPI data. Crypto is waiting for the CPI data. You can clearly tell. Let me go to the monthly wise too. I told you guys 3 candle box, and this is a big one. So that CPI data comes tomorrow. I want to say you're gonna see Bitcoin uh, at 115, or by the end of the week 115, if this this week we end up having this good news, as I believe they're gonna manipulate it so it looks like we're good, but in reality, we're gonna get slapped maybe by the Fed next week. But so far, if this data is good, I want to say we're gonna go halfway on this, 113 or so, or 115. But again, if that data is bad, then I could say then dropping. There's a weekly 3 candle box too. Yeah. So that's gonna go up here. Here you 113 or you 117. And if not, we're gonna come down here to the 108, or even go as low to the 107, and then end up closing the week above the 108. If this week we don't end up holding above 108 249, then we could be start dropping and testing 105 or not by Sunday. I hate making live videos like this because I just spend an hour or so covering all this, and I wish I could cover all this good, and I know this shit doesn't make sense to you guys, so I'm not trying to show you all this bullshit, but pretty much we have a 3 candle box, a weekly 3 candle box for Bitcoin. We're halfway into this week. If we got that CPI data, we're gonna go to the 113s again, just like we tested it today or this week. And most likely by the end of the week, we're gonna want to be hitting the 114, 215. And if not, we're gonna go back down here again and be testing the 108, 171. And then depending how the market is gonna hold this week, and it's gonna be on Friday and Sunday, depending if Bitcoin still sustained this lower pressure by the 108, then it's gonna be something to. They're gonna tell you, hey, the S&P is gonna fucking open bad. But if by Sunday, where we get that good news and we're up here, the market, the S&P is gonna fucking open even higher because the Fed's gonna talk on Wednesday most likely. So Monday, the Sunday opening, whatever, whatnot futures, you're gonna see the S&P open a little bit higher. Um, I don't want to make this shit too fucking long. Ethereum. Oh, XRP. I gotta go check out XRP. But yeah, even Ethereum's telling you, hey, here's the all-time high, here's your monthly all-time high, and here's Ethereum. That CPI data hits, you're gonna see Ethereum hit a new all-time high. If that CP data fucking comes out bad, you're gonna end up seeing fucking recovering and dropping on down. Dropping on down to your 4,000. And for XRP saying shit, is just waiting. Look at that monthly three candle. It's just waiting. CPI comes, you're gonna see either create a new all-time high or go back to the 360 to the all-time highs pretty much. That's what you're gonna see for XRP. Look how it's just waiting right there by the monthly resistance. That CPI data comes, you're gonna see it hit your 335s, your 350s, your 366 easily. Even my indicators tell you, hey, this is your. There's even a 3 candle box right here on your daily. Again, the data gonna come out, CPI gonna come out, and you guys see it, the threes, 314s, and then depending how the market ends this week, you're gonna see the XRP crawling on up throughout the weekend. Or again, if we get that bad news, it's just gonna be a week, and we're gonna fucking come back down dramatically and just go back down lower. And again, more opportunity to buy, and it's most likely gonna struggle to break the 274 support that we have right here. But if we do have bad news and we do see throughout the weekend that XRP is just dangling in the 274s, that's another reason that's telling you that we're gonna open the market on on Monday with bad news or bad XRP price. And then you could see then finally XRP breaking this support that it created in August, the 4th of August. That started in July 13th. Palantir getting ready for that data. You're gonna see Palantir probably go back to the all-time high by tomorrow, or at least by the 179, I believe. But yeah, just waiting. Here's your daily 50 Fibonacci. It's been waiting this whole time. The entry, your target. Yep, all these markets are getting ready. Nvidia getting ready to pass through this thick resistance that it fell through. Once that data CPI comes, you're gonna see it close most likely in the 174. And then that from there, you're gonna see more investors be bullish and start buying, and more fucking option calls. I'm pretty sure there's some option calls happening right now. I'm pretty sure a bunch of people are doing option calls right now and doing longs, especially with this bad data that we're getting from labor market, and that you keep seeing all over the social media. Everybody just posting, yep, Fed rate cuts are gonna happen, 90% chance. So guess how many fucking people are doing long calls? Watch. United Healthcare. There's another one I was paying attention to, and I slacked on it. So what I do, I mark off the 3 monthly candle, because that's where your main hard resistance is gonna be at. The fact that we create support in this area right here, the 3 monthly support zone was your buying zone. So you go to your monthly, you go to your daily, and you can see right here, after this big dip, it starts coming back in here. This was your buying zone. And that's when that fucker, no, he bought over here or somewhere over here, but his data came out over here. The what's his face, the old fuck face. and that should make the market move on up. What's this one down here? I forgot which one it was, but I know he's and it's just breaking. It just broke the monthly 50 Fibonacci too. So if that CPI data comes back, it's gonna bring this bitch back down to your 328. And that's where you want to keep an eye for this bitch again as the market then recovers in a month from now or a week from now, whatever, whatnot. Otherwise, we're gonna blast from here, and that's why it's telling you right here. This is your entry. That was this is United Health Group. Your entry, your stop loss, CPI. They close. So you see, I was waiting this whole time. Daily, see entry. Target. That's gonna be your CPI target right here. Your 367. Watch. That's if it comes good. Good. This was the move today. Monday. See how Monday. See this is what would have gave me the green light to go buy United Healthcare. This right here. The fact that it was holding below this 3 monthly. Let me take this shit off. So we have a 3 monthly right here. We're gonna go to the 1 hour candle. So the fact that it was when that old fuck bought that stock and it shot it up to 312, the market then it was holding below this 3 monthly. Look how it was testing it. And finally it broke it again. That would have been my signal to, hey, go to call options, go to Robinhood and make a long for this bitch. Make it fucking for a week. And easily dinero. Easily dinero. That's again 3 monthly. Another 3 monthly. Notice how now I hit that 3 monthly and I was waiting for it. That CPI data is gonna come out bad. It's gonna make this bitch fucking retrace on down to that 50 that it just broke. And it's most likely gonna start getting stuck in here. If that data is good, you're gonna see this bitch fly. And let me see where my indicators tell me it's gonna hit. 367 when the data comes out tomorrow, in that range. Anyways, you guys, gold, silver, S&P. Anyways, all right, you guys. Too long for this shit. Hello, kids gone wild. Fuck, another porno. Yeah, porno. You think dump into PPI? It depends. It depends, cause last time when the data came out, which one was it? This last week, where the data was bad and the market flew, but then at 7 o'clock or so it dumped. And the reason why, because the data was bad, but it was too bad, which made investors worried that blah 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 blah. But then you see the market recover. So we could see that. Well, we could see the market maybe dumping, and then that's why I say pay attention to 7:45 to 8:30. I wish I could do a update. I'm probably gonna take my laptop and on my breaks try to update you guys on what happened. But pay attention to 7:45, 8:30. Even though it dumps, pay attention to 7:45 to 8:30. I wish I could fucking hop on in the mornings and go over this shit, but I'll be at work. But hopefully all this that I talked about made sense to you guys. And yeah, I'll try to make a video tomorrow at 9 o'clock to recap of how the market's gonna react and where things gonna go now from this. But I have a even more better video around this same time tomorrow, because I have a better understanding of if the S&P went up and created a new all-time high, it's gonna create your support, your resistance, all that shit. But if it comes back down, it's gonna be more easier to understand where it's gonna be heading, where it's gonna be stopping from all the structure that it has underneath it, your support, your resistance, all that bullshit. All right, you guys, have a good night.